Using a plate?
Yeah, using a plate. So effectively I'm guilty of loading up this side too much and then chucking loads of weight through, and I'm guilty of overbalancing and not being able to finish a swing. And
okay. Let's see you hit some.
Okay.
That's a 7 I dotted up there, I think,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Squeaky floor.
Yeah, good shot, a bit to the right.
Yeah.
That's
quite representative of...
Had your desired draw though, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like I say, that slight push has been a factor recently. Just not... In my head it doesn't quite feel like I'm finishing the swing, but that's just how it feels.
Yeah. So ex-cricket, you've obviously talked about grips, have you?
Yeah, I know I've got a massive bottom hand cricket slogger's grip. Oh, that's a big push.
And you've never attempted to change that?
Felt really strange.
Your grip changes do?
Yeah.
So you have attempted to change it?
I tried, as I was saying, the lack of ability, lack of time to practice meant that I found the practice so unrewarding.
Yeah.
Because it felt so strange.
Yeah.
That it's just...
hard to change.
It's hard to change, and I was getting so frustrated with trying to change it. I've tried to work more with what I've got.
So drivers a little hit and miss, can be great but can go everywhere.
Absolutely right. Felt good, felt a good strike.
Low and Healy.
Was it?
Should we show you this?
Yeah, please, yeah.
Let's show you what you do. So we've got 8 irons and some drivers. So your iron, you're hitting averaging 3.5 from the inside. So in to out.
Okay.
Which you understand that term, yeah, to the
I
right.
think so,
yeah.
yeah.
So out to in would be what people equate to like a fade.
Yeah.
In to out more to what they call a draw. Your face with the irons is averaging 0 to the path, or 0.8 close to the path.
Okay.
So if you're swinging 3.5 to the right and the face is pretty much in line with that,
it's going to go right.
Correct, it's a push.
Yeah.
It's averaging nearly 1 close to that 3, so you are getting your jaws.
Yeah.
So 3.8 here, 0 face the path. That's a block.
Yeah, it's consistent block.
The face and the path are both going 3.8 to the right. If you centre strike that, everything being equal, you're starting that ball right and it ain't curving.
No, it's staying right. Yeah.
Which is what you've said.
Yeah.
So your delivery numbers do suggest that you're going to hit a few blocks.
Yeah.
Driver, you swing much more 0 with the driver.
Yeah.
0.3. Hitting 2 up, which is good.
Yeah.
And the face is averaging 2.5 open to the path.
Yeah.
That's not balancing.
No.
That's going to cut, push, cut, those kind of things.
Yeah. I'm doing something to between my irons and my driver, which is quite different.
Well, you can think of it that way. You're doing something that is very blatantly different.
Yeah.
But then not adjusting for it in any of your movements.
Yeah.
So if you look at the angle of attacks, you're 2 up with your driver and you're 5 down with your iron.
Yeah.
Now, upwards hits and downwards hits don't have to affect path.
Mm-hmm.
But if I swing everything off 0, so if I swing 0 path, 0 face, 0 angle of attack,
yeah.
If I then all of a sudden hit down 4 degrees, my path moves more right.
Okay.
Does that make any sense? I'll make it make sense.
Make it make sense. So putting it...
So that's it, and hold it up at an angle, but put the pencil down on the ground. Rest that part of the hoop down at the ground. Now if you align the brown tape up with the ball, go right up with the ball. So there's your 0, 0.
Okay.
Simon Hudd is in charge of hoop here. Do you feel honoured?
It's an emotional moment.
It is. It'd be like touching, like, This Is Your Life Red Book or something like that. Do you remember that show?
It's one of golf's. It's the holy grail.
It is.
Golf learning.
It's the pencil, the hoop, and the tape. Every time my daughter sees this hoop, she goes, "That's my hoop. I want that back."
Give me my hoop back.
Oh no, you didn't see that. Right, so that's 0, 0, 0.
Okay.
So don't move the hoop. But if I was to hit the ball later on in that hoop,
okay,
path's going more left than if I hit the ball earlier on in that hoop.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
So let's pretend you're working all your theories with your swinging your clubs off a 0, 0, 0, which most people are.
Yeah.
They're thinking of swinging at the target or slightly in to out. They're not working up and downs in. They're just thinking kind of zero-y numbers.
Yeah.
If you have a massive change in angle of attack, 7 degrees,
yeah,
but then you don't equate for the fact that one path might go more right and one might go more left, then your numbers aren't going to add up.
Okay. So is that about aiming differently?
It can be many things. Could be one thing. It's more about iron. We need to get you understanding the face of the path a fraction so you don't have that slight push.
Yeah.
It's a tweak. And it's more of a reaction lesson.
Yeah.
So what I mean by a reaction lesson is first hole, I haven't hit a shot for 2 weeks, and we go and play in these videos.
Yeah.
And first hole, I aim for my pull. Because last time I played, I hit some left irons that went a bit left.
Yeah.
So pin on the right, I aim kind of at the pin and draw it off it.
Assuming it would go left, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I push one, and then the next I literally haven't got a clue what to do.
Yeah.
So when you hit your odd push, we need to give you something that makes you go, I'm not going to hit that shot again. Or if you get trouble on the right, and you know you can have the odd push, you might use this fork that we find.
Factor it in. Yeah.
So people look for lessons on correct. I don't do correct lessons because they're ridiculous. Because you'll never have a correct situation.
I'm still holding.
Yeah, I can tell you. I just thought you were becoming emotionally attached to it.
I don't want it. That's why I think you should take it off me before this.
This hoop is proving that I'm not as good as I thought I was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it away.
Hope you get. This isn't about you.
So I think your iron is a bit more of a situation-y based lesson.
Okay.
It's making you understand when the push happens and giving you a fork, which you've already hinted at. I want to turn through more. I feel better when, and we can measure those forks. So when you do turn through, are you any better?
Yeah.
The driver is a bit more of a let's have a lesson to try and get you shaping the ball the right way.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the driver.
Okay.
Because the driver numbers are not as good.
Yeah.
Strike with the driver is varied as well.
Yeah.
Which I would kind of guess would happen.
Yeah.
Because of your footloose, fancy free style that you use.
That's right. Hit it long and then work it out from down there.
So you are jumping around a bit, but we'll come back to strike. Let's just get the numbers balancing and see what happens to strike a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Why don't we try this? Now, what we're about to try is going to kind of... Well, we'd be interested to see how you take to it. That's rain, by the way.
Hello, rain.
Look at that.
That's tropical rain down in the tropics.
Wow. The dynamic lie with your driver is 3.7 toed up.
Okay.
How tall are you?
6'1".
So I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
I would be about 9 to 10 toed up with that driver.
Okay. So that means that it's sort of like that?
Which way?
Like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that because of where I'm standing?
No, it's because your hold encourages a face to point more left. So you use the raising of the handle to try and calm that down.
Okay.
So if you address an imaginary ball, both hands on, just twist the face to point it left. One more, like loads left. Okay, good. Now try and straighten it out without twisting it back. Go back.
Okay, sorry, yeah. So that's what I'm doing, is it?
What game does that remind you of?
Perhaps cricket.
Yeah. It's the classic cricket, yeah. So your hold encourages that twist.
Yeah.
So you then use the lie, handle up and forwards, to try and de-twist.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we change the lie delivery,
Yeah.
in theory your face will have more twist, so it won't be left right of the path so much.
Okay.
So my experience of people who deliver high handles, they struggle to control face to path. So the pattern that goes, when I see high handle, I can often, like 9 times out of 10, I say cricket and they just laugh, like, how do you know?
Yeah.
Because you all do it. Yeah. Well, but it's a common pattern that they all do. And they struggle to hit the middle often.
Yeah.
They often hit it very long, so they're strong, but they hit it just everywhere.
Yeah.
So let's play with the lie.
Yeah, okay.
Because I imagine you, thinking of faces open to path, you would be thinking of kind of maybe twisting and things like that to try and stop it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I do manipulate the club face, especially with wedges and chips and pitches. I feel comfortable doing it. I wouldn't necessarily think of doing it with a driver.
Yeah.
That would be.
So how would you get the face to square up to a path? If you're on the range and you're just blocking everything, so you feel like your face is pointing right,
I would.
How would you? You said turn through on one of them.
Yeah. So there's weight. I'm trying to. I'm not good. I know I'm not good at getting round, and I end up sort of on this side.
How's that going to control the face?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting blocked in terms of how I'm turning.
So how does that control the face?
It's not turning enough. It's not turning. I'm not turning, so I don't feel like the club's turning enough.
Good. So what do you turning which way? Put it out in front of you, the club.
Yeah.
What do you mean by turning? Turning which way? Don't swing it. Just show me what torque you're talking about. What turn?
Well, I feel like I'm taking it away.
Bring it back to the ball.
Yeah.
So what turn are you not getting? So I know you're saying, so if you do turn your body better, what turn does that do to the club? So does that do that turn?
Yeah.
Or does it do that turn? What turn does the club?
Well, I don't feel like I'm doing it with the hands.
No, if you do it with the body, how does the club turn?
Well, I'm turning that way.
Okay, so you, as in, opposed to which way? So if you don't turn, which way is the club not moving?
Well, if I'm not turning, it's getting stuck, and I feel like it's going that way.
So you're twisting it the other way if you don't turn?
That's how it feels.
Okay, so in all of those twists and turns, set yourself on, hold on. What happens if you are raising the handle up as you do it?
Okay, so
what does that do to any of the turns?
Well, say if I'm deliberately not coming through, and I lift that.
So think about your cricket shot.
Yeah.
Where's that feel like it's going to go if you were to do that cricket shot?
Okay.
Left, straight or right?
Right.
Yes, right or even straight, like a defence back down the bowler, isn't it?
So yeah.
So that way, correct.
In the high elbow.
Correct. Yeah. And the face is open to a path.
Yeah. Okay.
So can you see what I'm saying? You're saying your body turn, fine. What I'm saying is you're not including the raising of the handle in any of the conversations.
Yeah.
And I argue that it's the raising of the handle that makes it so challenging for you to square or get the face to marry up with a path.
Yeah.
So what happens, and it's a common one with amateurs, is they have a lot of ideas about what makes them play better, and that's all cool. But often they're missing out one of the main ingredients. So how often in your life of golf have you practiced delivering different lies?
Never.
Well, you have, but you don't even know you do it. Well, yeah, absolutely. But I agree, consciously never.
Yeah.
When you play golf in the evening, no competition, and the ball is above your feet, do you move it onto a flat lie or do you try and hit it?
Yeah, you try and hit it.
So you're practicing delivering different lies.
Yeah.
And when the ball's below your feet, do you move it and put it onto... It's interesting, I did a lesson yesterday, and I said to a guy, how often do you practice your putting? Because I was leading on to how often do you practice strike, because he wasn't thinking about strike. He said, I never practice putting. I said, so when you go out and play in the evening, do you just put the ball on the green and pick it up? He looked at me like, no, well, then you're practicing your playing, aren't you? So you guys are often practicing so many more dynamic skills, but you don't even realise you're practicing. When you come to practice, often you practice no dynamic skills. It's like, what? When you play golf, it's dynamic skills constantly.
It will feel like a practice session will feel like I'm practicing something results. So I might think I'm being clever and think, right, well, I want to hit 10 fairways or I want to hit 10 greens. But I'm hitting the same swing.
That's what I mean. These are sterile environments, and people try to sterilise their swing. I want it to be perfect, and then you go out and play in this rain. That's not sterile. It's annoying. I wouldn't make full swings in that rain because it feel like the club's coming out of my hands. I would be maybe not hitting 3 woods off the deck when I need to, because it just feels like I might just hit my hybrid and accept that. You know, very different skills, which you need to work into your practice. So lie. Can you deliver a different lie? Set yourself up.
I'm sure I can. But
set yourself up.
I know how.
Go top of your backswing and stop for me. So from here, I want you to feel like you flatten the shaft behind you and then whip it out in front of you, because we want you delivering here. I don't want you delivering like that.
Okay.
So up to the top and stop. Slowly, which way is the club going to go? Like that, like really crazy, and then swing it out in front of you.
Good now.
Yeah, and then let it flip out in front of you. Yeah, roll out in front of you. Okay, let's show you where you are. 6.4. So, your lie's now gone to 5.7 towed up from 3.8. Your club path's come a little bit more out to in, and the face to path is more open to the path than it was. Because if you start talking the club in a different way, which you're doing, you have to add another one to try and balance it out. Well, what you're not doing so well is you're not throwing the club out in front of you, so you're getting it coming down with better torque, but then you're not getting it to catch up. You're still trying to get the handle slightly high and forwards. But this technique needs you to catch it all up. So you're trying to get it to come down, what you feel is flatter, more behind you if you like, but then you're trying to throw it out in front. You're not trying to throw it out in front of you, and we need to get you to do it. But you've never used that torque. You've used that and then the opposite.
To correct it.
To try and balance it.
So
basically in the golf swing there are 3 torques and you've got to balance them all out. The golf swing's not complicated on what's being the forces pulling on the club. You're balancing your torques out in a way that the pattern I see, like I say, makes people hit it quite long, they don't strike it that well, they tend to leave the face more open to the path. It's those patterns. I'm trying to get you to use a torque that is quite different, or a combination of the 3 torques, which is quite different to the way you use it, which what the patterns I see, people tend to get a bit boringly straight with it. They might even sacrifice 10 yards, but they're like just plod, plod, plod. So I'm someone who the way you're feeling like you're swinging, I do this a lot, which is one of the reasons I feel like my driver is so accurate, because of that, the way I deliver that kind of out in front of me.
If I sacrifice 10 yards, I'm still at the upper end of an average.
Distance is ticked. When you drop the club more behind you, I would say that's a fair thing that you're feeling. That makes you hit more from the inside or outside, do you think? Because obviously everyone uses the word swing. I hate the word swing plane. Everyone uses the word swing plane because they relate dropping the club behind them to hitting more into out, or if it comes out more in front of them, more out to in. That's a common feeling, isn't it? Well, you're changing the lie, dynamic lie, so you are flattening that off on the way down, but you're now hitting more from the outside. They're not related, but the world of golf tuition and people seem to think they're related, and that's where so many people go wrong. They're different measurements, which is why I hate the word swing plane, because so many people would relate, because you would argue you feel like you're swinging on a flatter plane, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you're now hitting more from the outside, because they are not related. Loving that. drawing just left to onto target. 6-toed up. Face 0 to par.
It's the best one yet, isn't it?
Yeah, here you go. So, this is interesting as well. Look, you were 2 up, 0 par, face 3 open almost to that par, 3 lie.
Yeah.
Last batch there. You're now not as far up.
Yeah.
You're 4 out to in average. Face 1 open to the path, so that's like a gentle fade onto target.
Yeah.
Fine. And you're now 6-toed up.
Okay.
These numbers are much more functional than the other ones, which you're starting to see. You're actually starting to see a few draws happening.
Yeah. Okay. So if I correct the path, then that should.
Correcting path is pure. It could be something as simple as where you intend to hit the ball. You've stood on this mat and hit cut to every shot. So you're not aiming down the right, you're not seeing draw, you're not kind of trying to start it down the right. I don't want you to try and change path yet. I want you to just keep those numbers flowing. If we keep missing left, I say, why don't you start down the right?
Yeah.
You're so close to where you want to be there. Yeah, that's a good shot. Yeah, it's good. Try. Yeah, I'm loving that. Let's start that down the right.
Where did it go?
It drew left of the 100-yard. So it drew, just didn't start where I wanted you to start it.
Yeah.
So look at these ones quickly. So we've just tried to move path. You were 4.3 across using all the thoughts that we had talked about. So flattening the handle, flipping it out in front of you. Still hitting target. But actually your bad shot started to draw away from the... You weren't hitting them right anymore. You were actually starting to draw them a bit left. So I'm thinking... Why don't we keep that shape? Just start them down the right. So changing path often for people and for you, I'd imagine, would have always consisted of like swinging more out to the right and like more behind you and more out. Those, you know, you would move your swing to move path.
Yeah.
All I've done is change your intention.
Yeah.
So your club path's now 0, face 0.
Okay.
Apart from strike, you're hitting target with little shapes.
So it's more, we've brought in the margin for error. Yeah.
But for me to move your path, I've said, see 5 yards right of the tyre.
Yeah, but so
and see the shot there and aim everything in your mind, feet, body, shoulders, just slightly right of that tyre.
Yeah.
The amount
with the
of
intention being it goes down.
It starts down there, and then you're using these thoughts, which is going to shape the ball.
Yeah.
The amount of golfers I get through who I say they want to hit a draw. Okay, where are you aiming? At the target. Well, you don't want to hit a draw then, do you? I mean, it's like and then when you tell them to maybe aim down the right, they're like, well, that's cheating. You're not meant to do that. What?
Where does it end up?
Do you reckon he ever aimed down the right?
No.
He'd never aim down the right.
Yeah.
He would aim at the target and left.
Yeah.
Never down the right. He'd cut everything.
Yeah.
Won 9 or 7 order of merits in a row. You know, it's
if I'm delivering
consistent little draws.
Then the right side of the fairway is my target line.
Aim has to be so. I do this for people. Look, I think this one really shows it well. This is a green, the blue green, and I'm hitting onto it from here. Okay.
Is that in Dubai?
This is Morocco. Okay. There's the pin.
Yeah.
This is a massive drop off.
Yeah.
I hit a little draw. I'm aiming at that flag.
Yeah, totally.
I might even aim this side of it.
Yeah.
But if I told someone it's a little cut that I'm aiming there, they'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So I'm aiming at the flag with an intention of hitting the middle of the green or hitting it.
Course management.
Absolutely. You put the pin there,
and you're aiming right.
then my club path on this machine changes. My swing doesn't, but because I aim across that machine now, the machine's static, and I now aim here.
Yeah.
And I pull it onto target, and I don't say anything. Just say, "Good shot, Mark. Thanks, Mark. Well done, Mark." And then if I hit my good straight shot, it goes middle of the green.
Yeah. And you're happy with that.
So in effect, my club path will become on the machine, so it's there. I'm coming more into out to that machine now.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I'm not telling the machine that I'm aiming in different places, because it doesn't know where our flag is in relation to my treble.
Yeah.
So we're saying for you to move the path those 3 degrees or 4 degrees, just see it like 5 yards right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying aim over there. I'm saying see it down the right side.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hit draws, but everyone's scared to aim away from the flag. I think that one's just craziness. Go on, a little bit more down the right with your feet. Pull the right one, that's it. And then we're turning that high left back. So it's swinging around your body and you are flipping it out in front of you. Club didn't catch up, stayed out there. Oh, that was good. It just didn't quite come back. Did you toe it? No, it was a good strike. Again, 0 and 0. So what happens, and this is where you've got to work the data into your play.
Yeah.
If you try and do this,
Yeah.
and you hit loads of straight balls, you need to be aiming dead straight.
Yeah. Yeah. So in your warm up before a round.
So trouble up the left, aim up the right, try and hit this shot, because you tend to hit a slight draw, it stays there.
Yeah.
Trouble up left's gone.
Yeah.
You've got to use these things that I'm telling you to play golf. People think they have lessons so they can go on the range and practice the correct swing. You've got to use these patterns when we have different thoughts to hit target over and again. Same way I'm using those patterns to hit that green, subject to my data with the shot. Oh, that's good. That's so close to slinging black.
Yeah.
Good strike. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark. Also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always, and see you soon.